Your FBI and DEA arrest El Mencho's daughter in New York, Quantain. Dirty cops, tons of drugs.
We're going to build a wall, and we have to build a wall. For people, for gangs, for drugs. The drugs has never been a problem like we have right now.
The FBI and DEA just made a headline-shattering arrest in New York. One that sparked rumors across social media of El Mencho's daughter being taken into custody. The truth was even more shocking. What agents uncovered wasn't a mistaken identity. It was a hidden cartel network embedded directly inside New York's own institutions. This is the story of how a routine police encounter spiraled into a federal-level emergency, revealing dirty cops, corrupt officials, illegal organ trafficking, and over a ton of narcotics quietly flowing through the Northeast. Let's break down how the entire operation unfolded. It started with what looked like an ordinary traffic stop. NYPD officers flagged a woman who, unknown to them, had deep ties to El Mencho's empire, the Jalisco Nueva Generación cartel, CJNG. As soon as her name hit federal databases, alarms went off. Within minutes, the FBI and DEA swarmed in. What followed exposed a hidden structure beneath New York, a cartel lattice woven directly into the city's systems. The CJNG, led by El Mencho, a former police officer turned one of the world's most dangerous cartel leaders, has spent years pumping fentanyl across the United States. From California to Chicago and the Northeast Corridor, their reach is massive. His family's involvement is extensive. His son serving life in the U.S., one daughter previously jailed for money laundering, another linked to kidnappings. So when rumors spread in early 2025 that one of his daughters had surfaced in New York, federal agencies treated it as a major national security alert. But the rumor wasn't true. The threat behind it was. 2. The real target. The woman arrested wasn't El Mencho's daughter. It was Maria Soledad Herrera, a 36-year-old from Guadalajara and the coordinator of the CJNG's operations inside New York. Her arrest set off shockwaves. As agents interrogated her and cracked her encrypted messages, the truth was worse than expected. Maria wasn't just running low-level errands. She controlled a network of corrupt insiders across the city. A police sergeant, a hospital administrator, 2 city clerks, and most disturbingly, a licensed surgeon at a Queens hospital. That surgeon had been secretly paid by the cartel for nearly a year. His role? Help enable illegal organ trafficking by manipulating hospital records, identifying vulnerable patients, and hiding suspicious deaths behind falsified documents. Federal officials later confirmed at least 2 medical files had been altered to cover up unexplained fatalities. And it didn't end there. An NYPD sergeant earned $13,000 a month to ignore cartel vehicles. A hospital official used ER rooms as cartel safe spots. A city clerk fast-tracked bogus company permits. Small businesses funneled micro-transfers that added up to millions of dollars in laundered cash. At the center of it all was Maria, quiet, unnoticed, yet controlling every compromised doorway the cartel walked through. The 4 a.m. federal raid. Tuesday morning, 4:12 a.m., Queens, New York. Fog blanketed Roosevelt Avenue as FBI, DEA, and Homeland Security teams took position. At 4:15 a.m., the silence shattered. A grocery store doubled as a laundering center. Agents smashed through the reinforced door. 2 couriers tried to burn evidence, but were stunned by a flashbang before they could flick a match. Minutes later in the Bronx, a mid-level coordinator tried to escape down a fire escape. Agents rappelled from the roof, trapping him instantly. At 4:22 a.m., agents stormed Queens Hospital Center, cornering the administrator responsible for altering records. Cash-filled envelopes and encrypted phones filled her desk. At 4:29 a.m., the corrupt NYPD sergeant was intercepted on the way to work. He surrendered without a word. At 4:34 a.m. in Elmhurst, agents raided the cartel's East Coast financial hub. Hidden rooms, reinforced doors, and basements filled with ledgers and currency counters. 3 cartel members barricaded themselves inside. A 6-minute standoff ended when tactical teams forced entry. By 4:48 a.m., the sweep was complete. More than a dozen arrests, cells dismantled, but the shadow behind it still loomed large. The next morning's revelations. While New Yorkers awoke to helicopter footage and vague headlines, federal agencies pored over what they had seized. Encrypted laptops from the Elmhurst base revealed CJNG's financial map across New York. Restaurants with no customers, trucking companies with no trucks, charities receiving fake donations, all gear wheels in a multi-million-dollar laundering machine. Maria wasn't just an accountant, she was a regional operator, the one who coordinated routes, handled payouts, and made the infiltration of New York possible. Interrogations confirmed the cartel's motives. New York wasn't just a market, it was their future financial command center. Chicago distributed drugs. Los Angeles maintained supply routes. But New York? New York washed the money. The cartel intended to turn it into their financial brain. The political fallout. City Hall erupted. Committees formed overnight. Subpoenas dropped by morning. A council member quietly resigned after being linked to shady approvals. Capitol Hill began debating whether U.S. agencies were equipped to fight cartels that operate more like foreign intelligence units. One senator warned, if a cartel can infiltrate New York City, it can infiltrate anywhere in America. This forced a national reevaluation. DOJ launched audits of vulnerable institutions. DEA created a new unit to combat hospital infiltration. FBI officially classified cartel infiltration as a national security threat. For the first time, cartels were treated not just as criminal organizations, but as covert foreign networks. The hard truth. The investigation revealed something chilling. The CJNG network in New York had been active for at least 6 years. They changed addresses, rotated personnel, used legitimate systems as shields. And even after the raids, communication channels to Guadalajara stayed active. The message was clear. The operation didn't end the network. It only exposed its first layer. The real battle ahead. Federal agencies came to a stark conclusion. Cartels are no longer simply crossing borders. They're crossing into institutions, into hospitals, into offices, into law enforcement, into the everyday systems millions of Americans rely on. The next decade won't just be about drugs or smuggling. It will be about rooting out corruption, one compromised door at a time. Because corruption doesn't barge in with guns. It slips in quietly, with a small favor, a small payment, a small compromise, until the entire system tilts. If this opened your eyes, comment "ready" if you want the next chapter. And make sure to like and subscribe. It keeps investigations like this alive.